Hey everybody, welcome to Taboo Schitt, where we talk about good shit, dumb shit, real shit, and your shit. It's your girl BK here, chilling with my taboo baboon, Mr. Taboo Schitt himself. First and foremost, I need to apologize for being away for so long. I jumped in to try to help people with my nonprofit I've been building during the evenings and working full-time during the day. I am very blessed to still have my job, although I am still struggling because I did lose my raise, so I'm having to sell some stuff to get through my lease, but it's just another story, right? As we're hearing. So I'm definitely better off than so many people, and I am building a business at night that is a store as well, and I have inventory. I may not have money, but I have inventory, so I went to Instagram and all of my forums to see if I couldn't give away some merchandise for people to be able to sell. So that's what I've been doing for the first 3 weeks, or 4 or 5 weeks for my business at night, and which has taken me away from taboo shit, because there's so much taboo shit. Like, we haven't heard enough shit from the media, let alone need to hear some more shit, although we are still stuck. So shit. So I have a lot to talk about, and we're just gonna dive in. Again, as you know, this podcast is to talk about taboo shit, and my taboo baboon is my stuffed animal that I named Taboo Schitt. He is who I tell all my taboo things to. So I decided, for no judgment, I'm going to talk to my taboo baboon, and then I decided, I'm sure in this society I am not the only person needing to discuss some taboo shit. So welcome. And let's get this going. So if you check the links out on this podcast, you'll find the link to our Discord, Taboo Baboon's Discord. It is a 24-hour link that's posted every time this podcast is posted. It is not going to be a daily podcast, as I'm building my nonprofit at night, and have been working on that for about 6 years. It is a nonprofit for employing the disadvantaged, the homeless, addicts, mentally ill, and disadvantaged individuals. You can check out that website and all that I'm doing for them at C as in cat, uniques with an S, .com. Also, join the Facebook page for Taboo Schitt on my Facebook. Here is where I will post different videos that I've been watching and want to discuss, or I would like some interaction with. I have people interested in this podcast, watching this podcast and following me on different forums, but I'm not getting a lot of interaction. And my approach for this was to talk about my taboo shit that is bothering me, or that I want to talk about and that I find it hard to talk about. And I really want to dive in to these subjects. As I've dived into subjects and posted questions and trying to get interaction, I've noticed the approach isn't quite working. So let's try something different. I'm always up for trying something different. Would always love all kinds of feedback on what or how I should go about bringing this to people and really helping me connect with others on different topics. So I'm going to talk and catch us up here today. And then I've been reaching out on Reddit and different forums and getting a lot of response and a lot of interaction on there. So I'm going to read some direct messages, the conversation, and then I'm going to start discussing what we talked about. And I would love feedback, not only for me, but for maybe how I could, or they could even enhance ways of communicating in the conversation I had. I can learn. I think we can all learn together about what people are feeling and hopefully reach one another, connect, grow, and be able to be the good I want to see in the world and inspire the uninspired to inspire others. All right. Mental health. Let's talk about some good shit about mental health. We have all been quarantined. We have all been made to stay at home and stop conversating and told to be very, very introvert. And we have a society that's extrovert. And introverts are the minority. I believe that the internet has taken introverts and made them extroverts. And we are entering a balance here. And I also believe a balance in the spoken word and allowing us to have two realms to go about doing this. I think one great thing about the mental health aspect of this entire situation is that all the people who suffer from social anxiety, congratulations, everybody is going to have social anxiety. So when you feel out of place and you feel like everybody's staring at you, every other person is thinking the same thing. Do they think I have COVID? Do they think I'm clean? And for those who this is a first time experience, welcome. Welcome to the little anxiety we have on a daily basis. These people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a great balancing, and I think people are absolutely understanding different perspectives, and we can grow from this. Those who have germophobia, I gotta say, you must be feeling pretty good right now. Knowing not only have you been clean, have you known to be clean, but now you have just been told. You have been accurate. You have been telling people to just better hygiene. They think you're crazy, but look at this. Look what's happening. Now everybody's going to take a little bit better care of themselves, and it'll be a little bit more aware of their surroundings and cleaning up after themselves, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, also, these millennials who are licking the tops of ice cream and other shit, hopefully now they'll stop doing that and seeing it as ha, ha, ha. So let's jump into something else. Let's talk about some dumb shit. I think on a daily basis, people prevent themselves from opportunities that people have to offer by judgment. Judgment. Let's talk about judgment. Big word. I believe judgment categories labels, traits, characteristics, species, subjects, conversation topics. I could go on for hours. I believe as much as it has benefited society to label and understand things, it has also separated us and sectioned us out and labeled and categorized us into groups of individuals or personality types, or just, you're like these people, these are people like you. Okay. Not one person, I believe, is like one other person. Not one. How is it that every single part of our body, all the way down to our fingertips, you can literally identify us by our fingertips? We can be piles of bones. We can scientifically figure out your nationality, the way your face looks, what height you are, all these different things about you as an individual. They don't say, oh, this was a Native American or a Mexican or a Caucasian. They don't say these things. They say this person is Caucasian and also this and also this and also this, and we found this, and this is how their face structure is, and then their bones go up like this, so their cheekbones are higher, and there's so many different particular things, okay, that make us individual, that make us different than everybody else. Man sharpens man. There's a whole reason why we are individual, and it is our superpower. When did we forget this? And when, not really forget this, I guess it's very industrial, very efficient, these things that society believes for us to pursue, and I agree to a certain extent. But I do not agree with the school system. I do not agree with categories and labels that people put us in that make us feel like we can't interact with other people. You tell us we have anxiety disorder, which we know we get uncomfortable around people, but now we have not just an excuse to say that, oh yeah, well, I deal with this, but we also have a reason. It's not just an excuse, it's also a reason to grow. It's a literal point of reference where you struggle at, which is a gift. When you know your struggles, you know what to do that will make you feel less anxiety. And to overcome anxieties is to put yourself in that situation over and over again. Right? Right. And just small exposure, until you're able to do larger exposures. And if you never want to do larger exposures and it meets your level of need, great. If you don't even need it, great. Let's dive into, still on the subject of labels and categories and all this. Let's jump also into the Myers-Briggs personality types. A couple of them. I am an ENFJ. As an ENFJ, I am fascinated by the psyche. I have researched so much. I have spent 15 years just researching and learning about the psyche and learning about child development and learning about dysfunction and how a child in turn processes different situations. I have gone to AA meetings, Al-Anon meetings, ACOA meetings, which are adult children of alcoholics, and I have gone to crossroads meetings at churches and Bible studies, and my grandfather taught the doctorate program at OSU in psychology. You name it, I've probably read it, or I've probably done the workbook, or I've probably been in a meeting. I have watched Princeton classes they post online. I have of neurology. I've dived into the brain and how it functions in different and how to find coping skills that work the right and left side of your brains to allow your thought process to stop spiraling. Back to what I'm saying about categories and judgment. Let's talk about the INTJ. The INTJ is introverted, processor, intuitive, a thinker, and a judger. When you process introvertly, you rationalize things in your head, you judge in your head, you process in your head. When you're an extrovert, you do all these processes extrovertly. So when you think, you say what you think to somebody says back what they think about it, and then you jump back and forth until you've judged different perspectives in every realm that you can find, the different perspectives, and then that's how I draw my understanding of my processing. And I take as much information as I can get from all realms, and then I judge. INTJ, they tend to be extremely intelligent, very black and white, geniuses that would be what most people call these individuals. Unfortunately, with this gift of intelligence, they have a weakness in feeling, in being able to have empathy, or just I find that they tend to judge others beneath them before they try to allow them to, or if you even say a joke that it's something that they deem pertinent in their life, in their reality in that moment, they won't tell you that it's so that you joked about something they find serious. You don't know that, but they will believe that your joke is actually what you think, which is crazy because a joke is supposed to be the opposite of what you think. But for an INTJ, I would say a joke is a good joke because it's a true joke. It's because the punchline is a truth, which is, it all makes sense. It makes sense. It's just unfortunate that if you were to make a joke about something that isn't, I guess it's where sarcasm and joking are put together, is when it's difficult for the INTJ to understand that that person isn't really serious, and they're not just ha-haing about what they think because they're trying to dismiss what they think or trying to put any kind of information or thoughts into other people. It's just that you saw something, it made you chuckle, and you made a comment about, man, that sure is such and such, but really it's not such. It's not really what you're saying, but it's funny because that's what everybody else is saying, and it's not right. So you just kind of make fun of what everybody's saying is right when it's not right. Because then when you make fun of something that's like that, the INTJ will think that you actually feel that way, and you're just trying to subconsciously or intentionally trying to drop information, which is of course not our extrovert's intention in a joke or sarcasm. This is just my experience because I am a very sarcastic person. If you haven't already noticed that. I believe a genius, whatever personality type it is somebody who can continue learning and continue growing with the knowledge that they know, knowing that anything is possible, and being able to allow their brain to take on a whole nother thing or a whole nother project and look at it with open eyes or open perspective. I do understand that everybody brings in their own experiences into things. I just feel as though geniuses are the ones that can find patterns, they can find in anything, or unfortunately, intelligent individuals tend to dismiss those that don't seem as intelligent immediately, all the time serious or knowledgeable. If you're not knowledgeable of everything all the way down to the core, don't say you're even interested, because you're not interested unless you've done this, and this in their books, is what I've noticed. What is that? I think it's very intelligent. I think it's very, it taught me, and the INTJ teaches me to be more authentic than my own authentic core, because I'm an authentic person. I'm a truth person. I don't do anything but, I'm black and white. I speak the truth. It's just too much work to lie. I mean, come on now. Like, it's a waste of time to lie and do all this stuff. It's just stupid. I don't get it. And I also am very black and white. I'm not going to rub your back while I tell you how you did something wrong. Sorry, I'm not. But I can tell you how to be more efficient. And I expect people to do that to me too. I'm not going to be butthurt about anything, unless, like, because you told me to do something different or something that could make me more efficient. Because the only reason why I do things is because it's the most efficient way I know how to do it. And if you know how to do it more efficient and you're saying something, I expect you to help me. Or I mean, not expect you. I guess I expect whatever you're saying is going to be better than what I'm doing. I mean, I take everybody's thoughts and their words very, very seriously when they say things, and I analyze them, and I want to know and think and I want to put into process, into movement, or into action. I want to put things into action that could test theories, test what you're saying or what I'm saying or anything. Like, I love learning. I love growing. I love being challenged. I love being gun-ho and solid in what I believe, and somebody come in and give me an open perspective of a different situation, and I get mind blown, and I love it. I love learning so much. The cultures, I've been diving into my culture, which is a lot of different cultures, but at the same time, it's beautiful to see how we are all connected and how all different kinds of things travel down through generations and generations. I believe the judgment that INTJ's normal, because most of society is not in the realm that they tend to be in. They are far and few between, and the introverts are even harder to find because they don't tell anybody. You gotta search and search for those rainbows until you can pull them out. And the INTJ only gives you the answer. They don't give you any more about it, anything that could also build on that specific sentence or answer. They just give you the answer, and if you don't ask the right questions, you don't get the answers and all that you want from that answer unless you have all the questions. And it's so I find that very hard for me, because I thrive and feed on the INTJ, because it's like me, but introvert. And so it's like, there's so much in there. And I love and am fascinated by their comprehension and understanding. It's just unfortunate when you have to be so knowledgeable about anything you talk about. It's hard to say what you want to say and mean what you want to mean. I know I see certain things, and I may not have all the words for it, and I may not have all the facts and all the shortest sentences to give those types of people for them to listen and respect me. but I have a lot to offer, and I am saddened and disappointed by some's lack of willingness to listen, or their acceptance, or even I feel like and then it's like you fail once, you're a failure with them, or it's like, because they're very black and white. Not that you're a failure as a person, but maybe you have different worldviews. You said one thing and now you have different worldviews. Like, I mean, it's like, I don't believe anybody has separate worldviews totally. Like, I mean, you may think a certain way based upon your experiences, but worldviews for humanity from a human, I believe, are pretty much a solid, few perspectives. I mean, I mean, we live, we're born, we live, we die. We're human. To keep surviving, we have to have babies and procreate. Everything else is gray. You wake up, you have to eat, you have to drink water, you have sex, you procreate, and you die. Like any other species. I mean, we all have that's the human purpose, and I mean, process. That's the human process. So that's the worldview of a human, to me. Now there's a society view, there's a educational view, there's or academia view, or academics view. I mean, like, there's a bunch of different perspectives you can have on different issues, but I do not believe whole world views are separate from other human world views. I think that's outrageous to say one human has a world view, which is only of their own understanding of being a human, like any other human, would have a completely different one. We can all have different experiences and different understandings about different things, and may not have, or may get to the answer in a different way than the other person. But until you're willing to listen to the process, you'll never understand or know if they are you're the same worldview or not, or if y'all even are on the same wavelength. Because if you're an INTJ, you want things simple. Well, not simple, but like in the shortest amount of words that says the most amount of information, that they don't have to sit there and waste time with everything else, which I get. I totally understand. I'm a black and white person. I get it. But I really believe it cuts them off. It gives them a ceiling in life. I believe that the things in my life that I expected out of my life never happened, yet I am doing things that I never thought I would be doing in life due to actions I had to take and people I had to talk to that I never expected to. And now there's a pandemic with 30 million people without jobs, and I have a job. I mean, doing something I never expected I had to do. Like talking to people I never expected to talk to. Like, there's opportunities everywhere, in every person, and value in every person. And I think it's more invaluable to have less perspectives of others. It's a disservice. It's a disservice to your brain to not allow other perspectives and quote unquote worldviews or perspectives based on experiences from others. How can you get a full picture of a situation when you only have your brain thinking and other brains that think like you or only see what you see? I mean, it's almost like a fish in a fishbowl. It never leaves the fishbowl. It may go into another fishbowl and know that there's two fish bowls, but it's still a fish. And it's still in a bowl. But then what if another fish comes and it blows that fish's mind? But it's not a fish like them. And they don't usually swim together. But now they are. I'm just saying, even underwater, you can see all the species working together, and it doesn't work without one. And I believe it's the same in society. Society won't work without the other. Look at the pandemic. If one country doesn't stop allowing people into it, we can all end up with a virus or something. You know, like it's really like very apparent to me that man sharpens man. Connections with the opposites grow our weaknesses. And I mean, even children. I learn from children. I learn from teenagers. I learn from young adults. I learn from adults. I learn from professors in colleges. I learn from psychologists. I learn from artists. I learn from healers. And I learn from so many different areas in life. My perspective on life is that I did not ask to be here, nor did anybody else. Nobody literally came into this world asking to be here. So my purpose in life is to be the good I want to see in this world, and to inspire the uninspired to inspire others. And so I give my life to that. I don't care about money. I just care about doing good. I don't care about labels, categories, who you are, who you do it with, what. I don't, you know, life is life. Peace is peace. There's harmony in this world. We all have it. It's time for us to show it. Use it to our advantage. When did it become okay to just be okay? When did we stop waking up and thinking, I hope I'm a blessing in somebody's life today? Or wake up thinking, I can't wait to see what opportunities today has. Who I will meet. What I will see. All right, everybody. That's about all the taboo shit I can get out today. There's so much more to talk about. I will be putting into action these conversations I've been having on Reddit and different forums, Discord, and I am going to be reading them off and discussing them, and maybe this will provoke some people to reach out and converse, and we can all talk about subjects together. Everybody stay safe, take care, wash them hands, and I will check you later. BK's out, and Taboo Baboon, Mr. Taboo Schitt, says peace out.